In this video, we got another episode of this series where I rate and improve your guys' teams. You guys will send me your teams on Twitter, X7Tanaka. I'll put out a tweet maybe every once couple of days, 2 to 3, maybe 4 days at a time, and then you guys will reply down below underneath that tweet with your squad and how much MT you guys have, and then you guys have a chance to be featured in one of these videos, and I'll give you guys my best suggestions to help improve your team, and then also my rating out of 10. If you guys also want to do that, down below under the YouTube comment section, let me know your guys' squad, how much MT you guys have, all that type of stuff, and I'll try to go through and respond to as many teams as possible and give you guys my best suggestions. But looking at the first team here of the video, coming in from Aiden, he's got about 130,000 MT, at least that's what he says, and he does have a pretty good squad. I mean, MJ, Scottie Pippen, Chet, Shaq, Ralph Sampson, really good starting five. Don't think you really need to touch that. Mainly just want to focus off your bench, focus on upgrading your bench. For the squad rating out of 10 though, I mean, a really good team. I would say like a 9 easily out of 10, maybe 9.5, probably like a 9.2 or a 9.3. I would definitely try to upgrade Penny Hardaway at the backup point guard position. If you just want to make one big upgrade, and honestly, this is all you have to do is just get Ron Artest for that backup point guard position, and I think you're pretty much good to go. If you wanted to maybe upgrade a Zion Williamson, try to get like a Jonathan Isaac, potentially could be better than Zion in my opinion. So and that really comes down to preference if you prefer Jonathan Isaac over Zion. But if you honestly just want to get Ron Artest, I think you're pretty much good to go with your lineup. So I'd say like a 9.2 to 9.3 out of 10, and mainly just get Ron Artest for your backup point guard position. Looking at the next squad here, coming in from I am not sure how to pronounce his actual name, but he's got about 225,000 MT on current gen. Another decent squad. I would say probably in like the 8.5 range, maybe like an 8 to 8.5. You got DeMar, you got that new Kankar Dark Matter, who's actually really good at the small forward position. You got Jokic, who's still a really good power forward. You got Sabonis, who I'm not the biggest fan of personally, but still is a very good center card. Overall, yeah, 8 to 8.5. For the suggestions, I like Hudo Turkoglu. I would just get Ron Artest and start him at the point guard position and play Hudo Turkoglu off the bench. For your two shooting guards, I would probably go Andrew Wiggins and DeMar DeRozan. That's just what I would do personally. If you want to keep Earl Lloyd because you really like him, you definitely can. And then for your two small forwards, I would recommend maybe going for Bob Nedelecki. I think Bob is probably a better small forward than Thurl Bailey. If you wanted to make a bigger upgrade than that, you could potentially look for a Jonathan Isaac type of small forward or a Josh Smith. He could definitely play at the backup small forward position. So you got tons of options to play over Thurl Bailey. I would look at cards like Josh Smith, Jonathan Isaac, Bob Nedelecki. I think all of those cards are definitely better than Thurl Bailey at the small forward position. I like your power forwards with Jokic and Jack Sigma. I would maybe just look to upgrade your center position. I would personally try to get Ralph Sampson. You should definitely have enough MT left over to get Ralph Sampson and to even get Brook Lopez. That's what I would do for your two center positions. So your 10-man rotation could look something like this. You got Ron Artest, Hudo Turkoglu, Andrew Wiggins, DeMar, Kankar, let's just say Bob Nedelecki, Jokic, Jack Sigma, and then also at starting center going to be Ralph Sampson, and then off the bench is going to be Brook Lopez. If you can build that 10-man rotation or something close to that, I think that team does become a lot better and probably is now like a 9 to 9.5 out of 10. Looking at the next squad here, coming in from Zaza, he says he finished unlimited and will now grind clutch time online. Livingston's got 30 Hall of Fame badges and Thomas does have 37. So Tim Thomas, oh, you can still run both of these cards. I thought they patched that, but for the rating out of 10, another really good squad. I'd say probably like an 8.5 to a 9. For the suggestions, me personally, even though your Sean Livingston's got 30 Hall of Fame badges, I think a point guard like Ron Artest is much better. You know, if you want to spend a little bit more MT, a Luka Doncic at point guard, I think is so much better than Sean Livingston, at least in my opinion. So I'd look for a Ron Artest or Luka to play point guard. For your two shooting guard positions, obviously like Tim Thomas, you can maybe upgrade Steve Smith if you wanted to like a Radiant T-Mac. I think that's a pretty big upgrade that you could make if you wanted to. For your two small forward positions, I know Jonathan Bender's got 36 Hoff badges, but in my opinion, KG, Jonathan Isaac, Josh Smith, Bob Nedelecki are all better than Jonathan Bender. So if you wanted to make that upgrade, I do think it's a lot better than Jonathan Bender and Tim Thomas, no matter how many Hoff badges they have. So for me personally, for your two small forward positions, I'd probably go Jonathan Isaac and Josh Smith. For your power forwards, I like Taco. Hakeem's solid. You can maybe look at like a Marc Gasol, a D-Rob, or a Dirk. I think those guys are a little bit better at power forward, or even if you just want to get that free Jack Sigma, I think he's a really good power forward option. And then I would look for Ralph Sampson to play your starting center position, and then just have Brook Lopez coming off the bench. But looking at the next squad here, coming in from Sweetman's, I think that's how I pronounce it, 300,000 MT. Says he's lost. He says he might sell Luka and get Ron Artest and AK. So he wants to get Ron Artest and AK, and he maybe wants to sell Luka. So I don't think you actually have to sell Luka. You definitely can if you want to. What I would do is just get AK-47 for your backup shooting guard position. That is an amazing backcourt to have. Kobe and T-Mac, really good backcourt. And then off the bench to have Luka and AK is such a good backcourt for your small forward position. Obviously, Chet, the second best small forward or the best small forward in the game. Just for your backup small forward position, I wouldn't use DeMar. Once again, I go for a Jonathan Isaac, a Josh Smith, a Lauri Markkanen, a Bob Nedelecki. One of those options I do think are a lot better than DeMar. For your power forward position, I would get Marc Gasol and Dirk to play your two power forward positions. And then for your backup center spot, I would look for Ralph Sampson. So your 10-man rotation could be this: Kobe, Luka, point guards, T-Mac, AK, shooting guards, Chet, and let's say Jonathan Isaac, small forwards. Power forwards, let's go Marc Gasol, Dirk, and then centers, Yao Ming and Ralph Sampson. I think that 10-man rotation does make your squad a lot better. You can still keep a lot of cards you have, but then I do think your squad does become a whole lot better. Looking at the next team here, coming in from MuellerKP, looking to upgrade Ray Allen. For your squad rating out of 10, did I give a rating for this last squad? I'm not sure if I did. Probably like another 9 out of 10. For this rating, I'd probably go like 9.5. I mean, Ray Allen, Sabonis could definitely be upgraded. Everybody else though in your squad I think is really good. If you're looking for more of an offensive shooting guard as your backup shooting guard, then I would just get Radiant T-Mac if you have enough MT. If you don't have enough MT, then I'd probably go for an Andrew Wiggins. I'd go for a Vince Carter. You know, if you could save up for Radiant T-Mac, I think that's your only one big upgrade. But if you wanted to space it out, you know, spread out your MT a little bit more, then I would go Vince Carter or Andrew Wiggins to play over Ray Allen. I think Wiggins could be a great pairing alongside MJ and Giannis, and same thing with Vince Carter. And then for me personally, I would try to save up for Ralph Sampson. So if you wanted to get one of those two shooting guards, they'll probably cost you around 50k, 60,000 MT, and then you can spend the rest of the MT to go ahead and get Ralph Sampson. I think he's a huge upgrade compared to Sabonis. I think he's a lot better at that center position, but all around a pretty good squad. Looking at the next team here though, coming in from Mumbo, he's got 650,000 MT, just got Scotty, and he might sell AK-47. So I wouldn't sell AK. What I would do for your 2 point guard positions is I would go probably Luka Doncic to play your starting point guard position alongside Scottie Pippen, Bol, Artisan Dikembe. I think you're pretty much good to go there. And then for your backup point guard position, I would look to get a Ron Artest. I would look to get a Hedo Turkoglu. I think those point guards can be great pairings alongside AK and Zion. I would probably go Ron Artest. Your 2 point guards would be Luka, Ron Artest. 2 shooting guards would be Scottie Pippen, AK. 2 small forwards can be Bol, Zion. 2 power forwards, I would go Artist Gilmore. And then for your backup power forward position, I would try to get Taco Fall. I would get Ralph Sampson to play your starting center position alongside Artist, and then I would move Dikembe to your backup 5. So your 10-man rotation could look something like this: starting lineup, Luka, Scottie Pippen, Bol, Artist Gilmore, and then Ralph Sampson. Your bench now could be Ron Artest, AK, Zion, Taco Fall, and Dikembe. I do think you got enough size, enough defense on both of those lines, and I think your team becomes a lot better. And then guys, looking at the last squad here of the video, coming in from Trunks, he says he's got 300,000 MT to work with. And looking at his squad, another really good team. I'd probably say like a 9 to 9.5, probably like a 9.5 out of 10 team, a really good squad. So what I do for your team, you have a lot of great shooting guards and small forwards. You got T-Mac, you got Terry, Chet, Tim Thomas. I just don't know if AK can play on this type of team, so I'd probably sell AK. He's pretty expensive, so you can get some MT for him. I think you just need some better power forwards and centers. Obviously, Taco and Yao Ming to stay, but I think you really need to upgrade your backup power forward and your backup center position. So what I would do personally is, let's say you had around 400,000 MT after selling AK. It depends how big of an upgrade you want to go, but you could just do something simple: is get Ralph Sampson for backup center, and then you could just get a Marc Gasol, a Dirk, a D-Rob to play backup power forward, and then save some of that MT and actually go ahead and get Ron Artest to play your backup point guard position. keep your starting lineup at the same. I would just get Ron Artest backup point guard, go Terry Dishinger backup shooting guard, Tim Thomas backup small forward, and then for your backup power forward, I go Marcus Gasol or Dirk, and then I go Ralph Sampson as your backup center. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for another episode of this series where I rate and improve your guys' teams. Like I said earlier, let me know in the comment section down below what your guys' squads are looking like right now, and let me know how much M2 you guys have, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.